children. This is chapter 3 for class 9, lines and angles. In your previous classes, you have studied that minimum 2 points is required to draw a line, and different types of angles also you have studied. Now, what is its daily life use? You see different types of angles formed between the edges of a plane surface. And suppose if you wanted to make a model of a hut or for a school exhibition, so definitely first you have to draw. You might draw some parallel line, some intersecting line. If you have ever seen an architect, when he has to draw a plan for a building, there also he use the properties of these lines and angles. In science, you have studied the properties of light by drawing the ray diagrams. So all these are the daily life use of lines and angles. Let us study some more properties of lines and angles. So what is a parallel line? The definition gives the line that do not intersect. The illustration is also given. L is parallel to M. A B parallel to CD. So in notation, how we used to write down? Examples of a parallel lines are hardwood floor, opposite sides of windows and decks, etc. Parking slots in parking lot and parallel parkings streets like here given in the picture. There is two streets which is parallel to each other. So there is an example of a parallel line like these two streets. It is market. Now the next important concept is the perpendicular line. The line that intersect to form a right angle. In illustration is given, and in notation form we used to write M perpendicular to N, the name of the line. So whenever two lines intersect, it forms four right angles. Here through this picture you can see the example of a perpendicular lines. These are. Now what is transversal? A line that intersect two lines at a different point. So illustration is also given. So T here denoted. You can see that there is two parallel lines. The transversal line intersect both the lines. It is marked by blue color. That two lines are parallel. Vertical angles, two angles that are opposite angle. When two lines intersect, the opposite angles form, they are always congruent like 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 5 and 8, 6 is congruent to 7. Let us discuss the question based on the properties of these angles and lines. Vertical angle, find the measure of a missing angle. So 125, it is vertical, so that missing angle will also be 125, and 55 it is given, its opposite angle will also be 55. That is what the property of a vertical angles. Supplementary angles or linear pair, these are two concepts. Supplementary angles means two angles that form a line. When you add two angles, if the sum is 180, it is supplementary angles. Now through this diagram we can tell 1 plus 4 is 180, 2 and 4 they are on the line, it is 180, 3 and 4 is 180, 3 plus 1 is equals to 180 degree, 5 and 5 plus 6 is equals to 180 degree, 6 and 8 is 180 degree, 8 and 7 and so on. So it is a question based on the previous concept. Find the measure of the missing angle. If one angle is given 72 degree, you know that sum of the angles on a line, that means linear pair. We are using here the concept of linear pair axiom. So the other angle you can find out by that. Suppose this is x plus 72 gives you 180. So that missing angle is 180 minus 72. So that will be 108, and the opposite is also 108. Corresponding angles. Two angles that occupy corresponding position. When you draw a parallel line and a transversal line intersect both the parallel line, the top left angles are always congruent, and the top right angles will always be congruent. Bottom left is always congruent. These angles are known as corresponding positions, and here we can see that 1 is corresponding to 5. That means 1 is congruent to 5, 2 is congruent to 6, 3 is congruent to 7, and angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. So one question, do by using the concept of corresponding angle, find the measure of the missing angle. 145 degree and 35 degree is given. So 145, the corresponding 145 alternate interior angles. Two angles that lie between parallel lines on the opposite side of a transversal. So interior means between the parallel line. It is highlighted. Now, so we take only 3, 4, 5, 6 is in interior region. Alternate means opposite sides of the transversal. So 3 is congruent to 6. 4 is congruent to 5. Next is do one question based on this concept. So if 98 by linear pair concept, 98 already 82 is given. So alternate interior angle we use 82 degree. Alternate exterior angles. Two angles that lie opposite parallel sides on the opposite sides of the transversal. So when two lines are intersected by a transversal line, 1, 2, 7, 8, what is the relation? 2 must always be congruent to 7 and 1 is congruent to 8. They are known as alternate exterior angles. So do one question based on that. 120, the missing angle will be 120 degree. You can use the concept of linear pair also. Consecutive interior angles. Two angles that lie between parallel lines on the same side of the transversal. So again the interior means between parallel lines. 3, 4, 5, 6. The consecutive interior angles. 3 and 5 are consecutive interior angles. 4 and 6 are consecutive interior angles. So what is the relation between them? They are not equal, but their sum is always 180 degree. 3 plus 5 is 180 degree. Angle 4 plus angle 6 is always equals to 180 degree. So one question we do, for the concept of consecutive interior angle, find the measure of the missing angle. 135 plus missing angle gives you 180. So 180 minus 135 is equals to 45 degree. This much in this video. In the next video, we will discuss some more properties of a parallel line.